What aggravates me so badly with this is that these people, and you know, this guy, he's with, I don't know, a couple of different organizations. Grant, he's one of those dudes that plays musical chairs with different organizations, and he was with like the People for Gun Control, and now he's with something else. He doesn't really have anything to offer in terms of solutions. He doesn't really have anything to offer. I mean, my gosh, he can't even quote people accurately, and he takes forever to speak, which is why I jumped in, because I know that's a favorite tactic of a lot of people on the left, is that they start monologuing, and you can't get a word in edgewise. They do that purposefully. So it wasn't being rude, and I was correcting, by the way, his remark, because he couldn't even get the basic thing right. But no, he didn't have any single point to make. There was nothing wrong with these ads. And Grant, you and I have talked before. The Washington Post got mad when what? When the NRA talked about guns. The Washington Post gets mad when the NRA doesn't talk about guns. The NRA gets mad, Grant, if you don't talk about guns, or talk about guns, or if I don't talk about guns, or talk about guns, or if Don Rosso talks about guns, or doesn't talk about guns. The Washington Post, Grant, is just mad all the time. I think they need a Midol.
Yeah, they're mad at everything we do, Dana. Absolutely. There's no doubt about it. And look, they've got it out for anybody that takes a stance that's going to stick up for freedom, the Constitution, or is going to back agendas that Donald Trump is pushing, like a pro-gun agenda. And we talked earlier about national reciprocity. All of this sends them into the stratosphere.
Exactly. And I want to make mention of something else too. Do you know, by the way, what our videos have done, by what we have done in pushing out and condemning violence where we have seen it? Do you know what it's forced these entities to do? Entities like the Washington Post and the New York Times, it has forced them to admit that there is violence that exists with some on the left. Now, I know some really good people who are on the left, and we just differ in different policy ideas. But let's break it down. I mean, if we were going to sit here and keep a tally of where the violence is coming from, I'm sorry, but you don't see my great aunt who lives in Illinois and who is a Trump supporter and who went to the Tea Parties, and she took her own little lawn chair and a cooler full of Capri Sun, Grant, to all these different rallies. You don't see somebody like her out there burning down buildings and busting up cars because she's mad politically and can't express it any other way. No. It's forcing these media entities to acknowledge what they have pretended hasn't existed for years.
Yeah.